Does one ever truly comprehend those who are most dear to their hearts? For Nina Mandin, a disturbing revelation about her partner came to light, contrasting sharply with her prior understandings. This unsettling truth was brought about by her two beloved dogs. This story unfolds through gripping footage from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Watch till the end and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Our past is filled with unsettling tales of individuals unknowingly living beside others who turn out to be vastly different from what we thought. These individuals primarily maintain an appearance of normalcy, portraying themselves as caring people and pillars of their communities. However, the reality is often revealed through an earth-shattering revelation or shocking truth. At 26, Nina Mandin seemed to have everything one could wish for while living in vibrant Rio de Janeiro. Her two French bulldogs, Victoria and Gucci, were cherished additions to her household, and she was eagerly engaged in planning her upcoming nuptials to her significant other, Raphael Herm. However, her joy began to fade as she observed her dogs acting distressed and fearful around Raphael. Despite his seemingly friendly behavior with them, there was an unmistakable display of discomfort from both bulldogs in his presence. As time passed, the dogs' behavior did not improve. Upon Raphael's entry into a room, they would either cower or become tense. Nina's concern grew when she noticed unexplained injuries on Victoria and Gucci. Suspecting something was wrong, she took them to a veterinarian. The suggested causes for their injuries, such as rough play or accidental knocks, did little to reassure her. With a lack of definitive evidence and the situation escalating, Nina's stress peaked. When both dogs ended up in the hospital, she felt desperate to uncover the cause of their injuries. Unable to dismiss her suspicions, she took the drastic step of planting a secret camera in her apartment, hoping it would capture any instances of mistreatment when she wasn't present. Setting up the hidden camera was not an easy decision for Nina. She was torn between trusting the man she was preparing to marry and her unwavering determination to protect her dogs from any potential harm. Ultimately, she knew she had to ensure their safety. Over a month, the camera meticulously documented Raphael Herm's interactions with the dogs. This surveillance delivered the unsettling truth she needed to confront. The findings confirmed her worst fears. Nina discovered horrifying footage of Raphael committing acts of animal cruelty, hurling the dogs and headbutting them, causing them profound fear and requiring medical attention. In a bold move, she decided to publicly reveal these ghastly acts. Nina's choice to denounce her ex-partner was met with mixed reactions. While some faulted her for betraying her spouse, many rallied behind her, commending her for exposing his true, vicious nature. The videos quickly gained traction, accumulating over 1 million views and igniting public outrage. Internet users were appalled by the explicit portrayal of animal cruelty, filling the comments section with demands for justice. In the wake of this shocking revelation, Nina promptly ended her relationship with Raphael and canceled their wedding plans. She also reported him to law enforcement, initiating a push for justice. However, before his capture, Raphael fled. Amid this unfolding narrative, animal rights groups stepped in, advocating for his capture and pushing for tougher penalties for animal mistreatment. This case underscored the broader need for protecting animals from harm and holding wrongdoers accountable. Following this distressing incident, Nina faced the challenge of rebuilding her life. In a conversation with the Brazilian media outlet Globo Extra, she discussed the acute sense of betrayal she felt and the uncertainty surrounding her family's future. Despite the emotional turmoil, Nina found solace in the overwhelming support from the digital community. On Instagram, she expressed gratitude for the outpouring of love, reassuring her followers that justice would prevail. The role of the online community was crucial in helping her move forward. As people voiced their demands for justice for the mistreated dogs, Nina redirected her energy toward creating a nurturing environment for Victoria and Gucci. Her swift response, combined with the community's support, facilitated healing and recovery from this painful experience. Due to their traumatic past, the distressed bulldogs embarked on their journey to recovery. Nina witnessed notable changes in their behavior. They became noticeably more peaceful and enjoyed quality sleep without Raphael's presence. She felt relieved as they continued to heal, grateful that her intuition had saved them from further harm. After enduring such harsh treatment, the dogs were now on a path to healing. Nina's distressing experience serves as a stark reminder of the suffering animals often endure silently from those they trust. Her bravery in exposing the abuse not only protected her precious dogs, but ignited a broader conversation about confronting animal cruelty. Her story reminds us of the ongoing instances of animal cruelty and the necessity to oppose it. As a society, we must remain vigilant and stand against any form of animal mistreatment. As our pets rely on us for protection, it becomes our responsibility to advocate for them and ensure their safety. Nina Mandin's story and that of her dogs illustrate the importance of courage, determination, and a steadfast commitment to fighting for justice for those who cannot stand up for themselves. We hope this moving story touched you. Please support animals worldwide who desperately need protection. Next up is another emotional tale. In a heartbreaking situation, Ryan's family faced the agonizing decision to turn off his life support after he remained comatose for an extended period. They resolved to allow Ryan's loyal dog to have a final, touching encounter with him. The family braced themselves for this farewell, understanding the emotional weight of the moment. Ryan's condition had not improved after a prolonged period of unconsciousness, leading medical professionals to conclude that he would not wake up. Continuing life support would only prolong his anguish, a burden too substantial for his family to endure. They gathered at the hospital, preparing to say their last goodbye to Ryan. Amid this somber setting, they awaited Molly, Ryan's devoted dog, who would complete their family circle. When she arrived, Ryan's mother, father, and sibling wore worried expressions. Together, they ventured into Ryan's hospital room, each step heavier than the last. Preparing for the impending emotional farewell, Molly, typically lively and energetic, entered the room with an uncharacteristically shy demeanor. It was as if she sensed the gravity of the moment and mirrored the family's deep sense of loss. Instead of her usual exuberance, she walked softly, her tail tucked between her legs. As Molly approached Ryan's bed, his mother gently guided her onto the bed. Molly's movements were careful and deliberate. She sniffed Ryan's face, acknowledging him despite the overwhelming medical equipment, offering affectionate licks and a subdued whimper. Her demeanor silently appealed to the family, asking them to alleviate her beloved owner's suffering. However, the harsh reality was that nothing more could be done. Coming to terms with this distressing fact, Molly curled up beside Ryan, her posture a touching testament to her unwavering loyalty and affection. The family, deeply affected but not surprised, observed this emotional exchange. From the moment they first met, Molly had shown an undying fondness for Ryan. Their special companionship began years earlier, when Ryan took a shortcut home through a local graveyard. He was unexpectedly struck by a feeling of being watched. While strolling among the tombstones, he noticed a shivering, defenseless puppy alone in the darkness. Overcome with empathy, Ryan approached the tiny creature. The puppy appeared dejected and malnourished, its coat filthy. Many would have walked away, but Ryan was different. His heart brimmed with kindness. Realizing this little life might not survive without his help, he made a decision that would reshape both their lives. He named her Molly and resolved to take her home until her owners could be found. Assuming they were out there somewhere, he gently gathered her in his arms and took her to his home. There, he washed her, rid her of pests, and ensured she was properly nourished. In the following days, Ryan made every effort to locate Molly's family. He distributed flyers, shared her photo online, and even took her to the local vet for a microchip check. All his efforts, however, met with disappointment. No owners emerged, as if Molly had appeared out of nowhere. With a heart as vast as the Texas landscape, Ryan never envisioned becoming a pet parent, but he couldn't picture any other conclusion. Molly had found a permanent home with him. Over the next 6 years, Ryan and Molly became inseparable. Their bond grew as they shared countless adventures, including long walks through the nearby forest. They would find a comfortable spot, perhaps under a shady tree or on a sunlit log, where they could relax and enjoy each other's company. Upon arriving at a favorite spot, Ryan would spread out a blanket, prepare sandwiches, pour hot coffee from a flask, and set a bowl of water for Molly. These simple moments, though just a short drive from home, felt like a peaceful escape from reality. In the soft rustling of leaves and the sweet songs of birds, Ryan and Molly found tranquility. These times of shared meals strengthened their bond and deepened their connection to the world around them, often without their awareness. However, the shadows of impending challenges loomed over this idyllic period, threatening to test their unity. One unexpected morning, Ryan awoke with a pounding headache, a sensation he had never experienced before. Rubbing his temples in an attempt to alleviate the discomfort, Ryan initially dismissed it as a potential migraine, perhaps a result of a long work week. He looked to Molly, who seemed to sense his unease, suggesting their routine long walk might help clear his mind. Ryan sprang into action, donning his coat and grabbing a water bottle. After taking some pain medication, he hoped the headache would subside by the time they returned home. Unfortunately, the pain intensified, making the prospect of continuing their walk impossible. Ryan located a nearby bench to rest. As he sat there grappling with the throbbing in his head, Molly pressed her cold nose against his arm, her usual brightness dimmed. Understanding the seriousness of his condition, Ryan resolved to take the rest of the day to recuperate and began the arduous journey back home. He noted Molly's unusual behavior. She seemed tense, as though aware of his health issue. Grateful for her comforting presence, he reassured himself that the pain would eventually pass. As the hours passed, however, the pain escalated, leading him to a stark realization. Trapped in a whirlpool of discomfort, unable to stay upright, Ryan summoned the strength to make his way to the hospital. The medical center's hallway blurred as he staggered toward the emergency room, his mind tangled in fear and confusion. Once under the care of medical professionals, Ryan underwent numerous tests. The somber news of his diagnosis soon arrived: a ventricular cerebral bleed. The gravity of this unexpected prognosis weighed heavily on Ryan, who now faced a challenging battle for survival. Ryan learned he was dealing with a severe condition resulting from internal bleeding within or around the brain's ventricles. This type of internal bleed could exert immense pressure on sensitive brain cells, leading to irreversible damage or even death. Rapid and aggressive medical treatment was crucial for any chance of survival and for maintaining a semblance of normalcy. The frequency and severity of such health emergencies can be unsettlingly unpredictable. Despite the best efforts of his medical team, Ryan fell into a comatose state, venturing into a long period of uncertainty. This experience was agonizing for his family, who struggled to comprehend the sudden change in the life of someone once so vibrant. However, being in a coma provided medical professionals a crucial window to intervene while Ryan's body was less active. In this precarious state, healthcare providers worked tirelessly to identify the root cause of his condition and prevent further damage. The medical team suggested that Ryan's recent episodes of high blood pressure, potentially aggravated by his consumption of caffeinated beverages, might have contributed to his condition. This realization highlighted the significant impact lifestyle choices can have on health. Amidst the chaos, Molly, Ryan's loyal canine companion, remained by his side. Her unwavering presence in the hospital room, exhibiting signs of distress when anyone attempted to move her, reinforced the profound bond they shared. Molly underwent careful cleaning and disinfection, a process she bore patiently, her devotion shining through. For Molly, life revolved around Ryan. She couldn't envision a world without him. Fortunately, the staff recognized this bond. A compassionate nurse, herself a dog owner, took it upon herself to care for Molly during their time in the hospital. Whenever Ryan regained consciousness, Molly would be at his bedside or accompany him on short outdoor strolls, whenever deemed beneficial by the medical staff. The doctors recognized that Molly's presence provided Ryan with crucial emotional support during his recovery. However, when Ryan slipped into unconsciousness, everything changed. Molly seemed to falter, her purpose obscured by Ryan's condition, a testament to the deep emotional bonds pets share with their owners. Family members would gently guide her out of the room, while security stood ready if she became agitated. In a deeply touching moment, Molly approached Ryan's bed, gazed intently at him, and then quietly left the room, signaling to his family to follow her. It seemed she had come to understand the gravity of his state and the necessity of giving him peace. Initially, she stood firm, as if ready to defend her space, but soon acquiesced, exiting without a fuss. This emotional moment brought tears to the eyes of those witnessing it, marking the beginning of a difficult journey ahead. Despite the immense efforts of the medical staff, Ryan's condition remained unchanged, casting a shadow of despair over his family. Heartbroken, the medical team began to suggest the possibility of suspending life support, indicating it might be the kindest option for Ryan to pass peacefully. As his family gathered around his bed, the heaviness of this decision weighed on everyone present. Time seemed to stretch, punctuated only by the dreadful ticking of the clock as they sat in silence, contemplating their next steps. On one hand, a glimmer of hope remained for a medical breakthrough that might aid Ryan's recovery. On the other, there was the daunting fear that even if he survived, he might be left with a severely compromised quality of life. Doubts clouded their thoughts, blurring their determination. What if they got it wrong? What if there was a hidden potential for recovery? Yet they couldn't ignore the harsh reality of his situation. The odds seemed stacked against him. After much soul-searching and countless tears, the family made the heart-wrenching decision to end Ryan's life support, steeling themselves for the emotional goodbye that lay ahead. A slow wave of calm washed over them as they found some solace in believing they were doing what was best for Ryan. However, the unease of the unknown that accompanied the absence of the monitors and life-preserving machines kept them on edge. Their hearts were heavy with the weight of their choice as they prepared for the final farewell. Throughout this painful period, Molly, Ryan's beloved pet, remained an observer to the unfolding grief. Her presence was a comforting blend of solace and sadness, constantly awaiting news from home. She had stood by Ryan steadfastly throughout his journey, and her absence was deeply felt. It was only fitting for her to have a chance to say goodbye as well. The family knew the moment would be incomplete without their loyal dog. For Ryan, Molly had been a beacon of joy and comfort, his faithful companion through both good times and bad. With hopeful hearts, they sought permission from the hospital staff for one last visit from Molly. Thankfully, the compassionate hospital staff recognized the significance of this request. With understanding nods and warm smiles, they granted the family's wish, aware that this final reunion would provide comfort to both Ryan and Molly, who had been his unwavering support throughout. When Molly gently rested her snout on Ryan's chest, whimpering in quiet sadness as if bidding farewell, Ryan's family felt reassured they had made the right choice. Her heart-wrenching reaction to her best friend's departure moved everyone present, bringing tears to their eyes. Ryan's sister softly placed his hand on Molly's back, making it seem as if Ryan himself were offering her comfort. It was a touching moment that affected everyone in the room. The connection between Ryan and Molly was palpable, and witnessing the depth of their relationship was both beautiful and devastating. Ryan's family made a heartfelt promise to look after Molly from that moment forward. She was to continue leading a joyful and meaningful life, even though the absence created by Ryan's departure would forever echo in her heart. His memory would be cherished, and the depth of her love and longing for him was beyond words. A truly heartbreaking ending. How do you feel about this poignant tale of Ryan and Molly? Have you ever witnessed a final farewell between a cherished animal and its owner? We'd love for you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. Until next time.